Alright, what is going on guys? It's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Earlier this week on Super Bowl Sunday, we finally received our first full-length trailer, along with a TV spot with some slightly different footage for the long-awaited Flash film. Saying that this movie has been put through the ringer in recent years would be putting it lightly. From directorial changes, concept shifts, delays, reshoots, actor scandals, and everything in between, it's nice to finally be in the home stretch for this movie. Running into theaters on June 16th, we know that this film will of course follow Barry Allen as the Flash in what we are all led to believe is a new version of Flashpoint, complete with time travel, alternate versions of characters and events, and of course the epicenter of the latest DC Universe reboot, spearheaded by James Gunn and Peter Safran, as they have taken over as the new co-studio heads of DC Films. So with that said, The Flash will in fact be the jumping off point for this multiversal reboot leading into Chapter 1 of the new DC Universe titled Gods and Monsters. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, I will of course link it down there in the description below, along with any relevant articles with information I may touch on in this video. But without any further ado, let's just break through space and time itself and run right into this trailer breakdown. I want to just start off by saying this trailer was actually really well cut together. Visually, it looked quite stunning, the cinematography and color grading was on point, and I loved the musical score, which also had some great callbacks in it. The trailer gave us a good idea story-wise of what is going to be going on while not giving too much away. It did a great job of setting up where we start off with Barry in the main timeline, why he goes ahead and creates the Flashpoint timeline, and what the consequences of that decision are. The trailer kicks off with some voiceover from the Michael Keaton Batman talking to Barry about time travel and changing timelines, asking why he would want to preserve this new one that he has created. Obviously, if you have read the Flashpoint comics or even seen the animated movie, you know where this is all going. Barry has gone back in time and prevented the death of his mother at the hands of the Reverse Flash, creating a branched timeline in which his mother survives. However, he never becomes the Flash. Continuing on, we have Barry running into another version of himself, presumably in this Flashpoint timeline that he has created. From all of the press releases and leaks and everything, it seems like this version of Barry will be referred to as Young Barry, most likely the prime Barry of this Flashpoint world, the one who has now grown up with his mother still alive and his father not being falsely sent to prison for her murder. Based off of what we are seeing in this trailer, it seems like our main timeline Barry will end up having to team up with this younger Barry to try and set things right. While our main timeline Barry would of course love to stay in this perfect world that he has created here, he knows he cannot. Things are different, some for the better, but others in a much worse way. Messing with time definitely has its consequences, and with timeline manipulation, no matter how hard you try, you can never really get things exactly back to the way they once were. It seems like, as in the Flashpoint storyline, Barry will end up losing his speed in this new timeline and have to reacquire it by recreating the accident that gave him his powers in the first place. This time not only with the help of this world's Batman, but another version of himself which was not present in the original story. While we do have shots of our Barry talking to the Ben Affleck Batman, who does have an upgraded gray tactical suit with the classic blue cape and cowl for what may be his final outing as the Caped Crusader, we do also get to meet the Flashpoint Universe Batman with the triumphant return of the one and only Michael Keaton. It's still insane to think that after all these years, Keaton will be back on the big screen, kicking ass and taking names once again as Batman this summer in the Flash movie. And absolutely loved how they gave him the very meta "I'm Batman" line, not only revealing himself to these two versions of Barry, but winking and nodding at the audience all John Wick style, saying, "Yeah, I think I'm back." It seems like with the help of the Keaton Batman, Barry will try to regain his connection to the Speed Force, leading to the younger Barry stepping in and also being affected in the same way, granting them both a connection to the Speed Force. This leads to some of the best shots in the trailer with the two versions of Barry teaming up, our Barry in the very sleek and streamlined updated suits, which comes from a very high-tech looking flash ring, made complete by the orange lightning pulsating all throughout the suit. This is juxtaposed quite nicely with the makeshift suit that young Barry wears, which is just thrown together using an old bat suit spray painted to look like a Flash costume and held together with duct tape. Now, one of the biggest questions presented by the trailer is, of course, the difference in lightning color between the two versions of Barry, most noticeable in the super cool team-up shots where the two of them slide into each other back to back and create this Speed Force lightning shockwave. Easily the coolest shots of the entire trailer, not only showcasing the movie's top-notch visuals, but also just to show us how powerful speedsters can be. But there's a difference in lightning. Our Barry has orange lightning and the young Barry has blue lightning. I feel like this is going to just be a sign of speed or connection to the Speed Force itself. Back in Barry's earlier DCEU appearances, when he was less experienced with his powers like in Justice League, he of course had the blue lightning. However, in the Flash movie itself, since he's time traveling and seemingly a lot more aware of his own capabilities, his lightning is now orange, most likely signifying his increase in speed or power level compared to the young Barry, who has just now been connected to the Speed Force. They could also go with the simplest explanation and just say that the new suit gives Barry the orange lightning, but I like the theory that it signifies Speed Force connection a bit more. Another theory floating around out there is that this young Barry is in fact the main villain of the movie and is the Dark Flash. Notice how I didn't say Reverse Flash. Yeah, so from many of the leaks surrounding different toys and Funko Pops that have come out, there is a character in the movie called Dark Flash who just kind of looks like a big old corrupted Speed Force monster. So as of now, there's no confirmation of a version of the Reverse Flash in the movie, which is honestly my biggest worry going into it. Kind of hard to do Flashpoint without the Reverse Flash, however, if this other version of Barry ends up being this Dark Flash character, I guess there's always the possibility that he ends up being Thawne, who has just disguised himself as Barry and could really be the one behind all of the craziness going on with the alternate timelines. I mean, young Barry is wearing black and yellow at some points throughout the trailer. Coincidence? I think not. However, back to the trailer, the final big element to really mention here is of course the alternate events of Man of Steel that are taking place. It seems like in addition to changing events in the past, the movie will also for a portion take place in the past as well, back during the events of Man of Steel, which would place it in 2013, or exactly 10 years ago, hence the young Barry, most likely 10 years younger than our main timeline Barry Allen. In this new version of events, General Zod still comes to Earth looking for a Kryptonian, but instead of Superman, it is actually Supergirl that he is after. Both the full-length trailer as well as the teaser give us an awesome look at this new version of Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl, played by Sasha Calle. It seems like similar to Flashpoint Superman, Kara will be captured and locked away from the sun to dampen her powers, but will ultimately be rescued by the two Barrys and the Keaton Batman. She seemed to be held in some sort of Russian facility, possibly a nice little nod to the Red Daughter storyline, which we actually saw a version of on the Supergirl TV show as well. The interesting part about all of this, however, is it seems like Kara automatically knows not only how to use her powers when she is freed, but already has her suit as well, which looks amazing in action and may also be familiar with Zod. Usually comic book Kara is going to be older older than Clark, so there's a possibility that she knew of Zod and his true intentions before ever coming to Earth, as well as what effect the yellow sun radiation would have on her as a Kryptonian. But whatever happens with this Supergirl Zod storyline in the movie, I'm definitely excited to see how it all plays out, and honestly hoping that they keep Sasha around as Supergirl for the Woman of Tomorrow movie that was announced. Overall, guys, this trailer absolutely blew me away, and it seems like the Flash movie will be director Andy Muschietti's take on Flashpoint, showing how Barry changing the timeline, even with the best of intentions, could have disastrous consequences. Definitely excited to see both the Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton versions of Batman, a brand new version of Supergirl, 2 different versions of Barry Allen, and a possible Dark Flash that may be an evil version of Barry. Or he could just be the Reverse Flash and they are just doing a really good job of hiding it from us. I don't really know. While some of the effects do look a bit unfinished, there's still plenty of time to fix any wonky CGI, and for the most part, the movie looks incredible visually. Some of these shots look like they are ripped straight off the pages of a comic book, and I couldn't be any more excited to see how all of this plays out as the jumping off point for the new direction of DC films. So with that said, I want to know what you guys' thoughts of this trailer. What do you think about this new spin on the classic Flashpoint storyline? Which character, new or returning, are you most excited to see in the film? And do you think we will actually get to see Grant Gustin in the movie to repay the cameo of Ezra's Flash from Crisis? I want to know what you guys' thoughts about all of this down there in the comments below. But until next time, guys, it's been Tazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.